Hello and welcome to Events by Kelly. I am Kelly Miller and I also have Pikes Peak Event Collaborative. And I want to talk to you today about some of our concerns that we have going on with upcoming events. So last week, when I shared with you about what we were looking at this year for Pikes Peak Event Collaborative, it was scripted and it was stiff. And I am so sorry. Like, nothing in my life has ever been scripted, but for some crazy reason, I thought I would script these videos for you and be more organized and on top of it and all of that. But then I did not like that video last week, but I promised I would start last week and get these videos out and do them for you. And it was not pleasant for me, so I can't imagine it was pleasant for you because it was very scripted and stiff. And anyway, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to do like I've done the rest of my life and do it by the seat of my pants. So let's hope that you don't get bored or that I drone on and on. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about some concerns for upcoming events as event planners or any part of events coming up, like you do AV or catering or photography. There's so many pieces of events. And last night I met with my client where we're planning an event in September in New Orleans, which will be fun. But it's scary because you don't know what your numbers are going to be. Like, this particular event, we signed the contract for the hotel and the event space way back in 2019. So, and we signed that contract based on consistent numbers from previous years. So then we bumped, obviously we didn't do it in 20. We did an online event and then we still bumped 21 to an online event. So now we're back all the way into 22. Things are still a little crazy in the world and we don't know what the numbers are going to look like, because is there going to be another variant that is going to be as contagious, or are the vaccines going to work? Are people still going to be afraid to go into large crowds? So if you are in the event industry or you plan parties or you work for a company that even has, meetings for 10 or 15 people, or in an office where people have mostly been working from home, but they're starting to come back in, I would love for you to share with me, what are your challenges? What are your concerns about how things are going right now? I'm in several planning groups on all different social media platforms, and it looks like Q1, a lot of groups are like maybe half or three-quarter of attendance of events from past years. So it's really interesting because, a lot of organizations are pivoting to hybrid events. Well, the challenge with that is it's great, but then technically you're planning two separate events and putting them together because you want to engage your online event. You can't just throw a camera in front of the live speaker and hope that it works out well for your online audience. You need to have a team that's going to focus on your online audience and keep them engaged and entertained and answer their questions and do things for them. Plus, you have your in-person audience that needs to be engaged and handled, dealt with, whatever. So you kind of sometimes have to have twice the size of team that you would normally have for an event because you're essentially running two events simultaneously. Sometimes people think, oh, you just throw up an iPad, you video it and put it out there and it's fine. No, it's not, because you can't ignore your online audience because they're paying also for that content and that information. What if something goes wrong with the technology? Somebody has to be there to pay attention to what's going on. Did the feed just die? And is somebody actually paying attention to make sure that the speaker's mic is actually loud enough for the online attendees? So it's a crazy, crazy world still, and 2 years into this thing. So I would love to hear from you and share in the comments about what you're struggling with and how you're dealing with some things and what you see the next 6 to 12 months looking like. For my particular group that is going to be in New Orleans, some people are still going to be very fearful of traveling, and there are several people from other countries that will be attending this event, and several Canadians. They're very strict in Canada about wearing the masks, being vaccinated, those types of things. And so when they think about coming down to the States, and it's, some states are all willy-nilly, just kind of do what you want. Some of the Canadians are like, what? So, everybody kind of has their own concerns about how things should be handled. So I would love to hear what you feel like you're dealing with. And, we all are dealing with the same things, but maybe in a different way. So we can learn from each other. If we just tweak one little thing a certain way, it may be like a huge aha moment of like, wow, I didn't think to just do that little thing. And it takes away some serious headaches. So I appreciate you watching the video, because nobody's live today, which I knew, like, once I start getting in the groove of doing videos on a regular basis, then maybe people will show up live. But I promise you, I will be here live right around 11:30 Mountain Time each week on Wednesdays, and we'll talk about event stuff. So I look forward to seeing your comments and seeing you each week. So have a super sparkly day.